Welcome to the Yellowjackets Hive, presented by cordcutting.com. I'm Media Melanie here with,
And I'm Emily.
and we have a very fun exclusive video today. We are going to be exploring the fan art of Yellowjackets. It was really hard to choose who we wanted to bring on. I mean, there's just so many people to ask, but we've narrowed it down. And first up, we are bringing on our friend Chloe, the Casual Craft.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into Yellowjackets and then what inspired you to start creating art?
Okay. Well, I just like doodling and drawing, and I tend to get obsessed over whatever show I'm watching. I think I was on Amazon Prime and I watched The Wilds. I don't know if you ever watched that with the girls.
Yes.
Got
Yes.
so into that. And then I found Yellow Jackets through that, and I just got really deep diving into it. And then I just started drawing little things. And I think the first thing I drew that I shared with anybody was that there's no book club.
Yes,
Jeff. Yeah.
we love that design. Of course, one of the classic Jeff Sadecki lines in season 1, among many.
I have a little Instagram that I post my drawings and artwork on, but I kept recommending Yellow Jackets to people, and no one would watch it with me. No one would talk about it with me.
Oh,
So,
that's the worst.
yeah. And then I got all in the Reddit world with season 1 and just kept going and sharing some stuff on there. And it was really fun being that little community.
It is. It's such a fun community to be a part of.
These are adorable. They cut my life into pieces. I
That's my favorite one.
love all of the Jeff inspo that you've taken.
Oh,
I
It's
love
yeah.
the name
amazing.
tag one too, because it says Lady Malawan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm getting these made into stickers right now. So they're coming at the end of the month. Can't wait.
Nice.
Yay. Oh my
My
God. And the
favorite
number 2 bucket.
No number 2s.
I mean, wow. And Cats and Rent and the cassette tapes. These are all just so fantastic. And this one.
Yeah.
Love that.
Little
We found
cuties.
love in a hopeless place. Here's another cute one. Gosh, we've got the caboodle there in Yellow Jackets colors. Love
the fish.
that. We would be remiss if we did not mention that you have also designed a couple of spill designs in our merch shop, this being one of
Yeah.
them. And of course, if you would like to shop our merch, you can visit yellowjacketshiveshop.com. We've got lots of great designs, including this one. And we just can't thank you enough for jumping in, collaborating with us, and for creating all of these awesome little cute doodles for the fandom. We all love them.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. So happy to be a
And
part of it.
you have an Etsy shop, right?
I do. I have an Etsy. Everything's the casual craft. I think right
Okay.
now everything that's on there is Yellow Jackets. So great place to
I'm
go
gonna
look.
go look as soon as we finish.
Go shop the Casual Craft on Etsy. Follow Chloe on Instagram. Thank you, Chloe.
Awesome.
We'll be talking to you soon.
See you later. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Next up, we have friend of the podcast, Erin Maybe. Erin, how's it going?
Hello.
Hi, Erin.
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good, not bad.
It's nice to see your face and hear your voice. Of course, you've designed some of the designs for our Yellow Jackets Hive shop, and we love them. You are so talented. Now, what initially got you into Yellow Jackets and inspired you to start creating these designs in the first place?
Yeah, so actually, funny enough, my mom texted me one day and was like, "Have you heard of this show called Yellow Jackets?" And I hadn't seen it or heard of it yet. And when I have now seen it, I was like, "Mom, you like this show?" I'm like
That's
surprised.
so cool. What
That
a
is
cool
so
mom.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the best mom. But I am a huge horror fan. I love a good gore. I love it all. So this show is totally my jam with the horror. And I
Yeah.
also just love a mostly women cast. It's just awesome to see.
It really is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. And also queerness in a show for me is just the best. So it really is everything I love.
Start with a couple of the designs. This one we actually don't have in the shop yet. We kind of gave it away as a Patreon thing, but Viva La Van. love that
Yes,
design.
So
one of my
good.
favorites. Thank you. Yeah, that one was like a labor of love. That I put many hours into that design.
It's
Um,
so good.
yeah, I love that design because that Van's my favorite character, and when I created that, it was when we just found out that Lauren Ambrose would be playing old Van, so I was like,
Yeah.
"It's gotta do something."
Tell us about this design. Love this, by the way.
Thank
Yes.
you. Yeah,
That
this
one's
is
so cool.
more recent. I obviously have made a lot of Yellow Jackets fan art, and this one honestly was just inspired by I love the like card motif in the show, and obviously the Antler Queen. Halloween's coming up. I'm being the Antler Queen for
Oh,
Halloween.
you are?
Yeah, I know. I was gonna wear my costume, but then I was like, that's a little aggressive, so I didn't. But I'll post it on the internet on my social media, and so people can follow
I
me.
can't wait to see it.
Yes, that
Yeah.
was me last year. Yep.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, I
Yep.
have the whole antler. But anyway, so I love playing with that, like that skull antler in my designs. It's really fun to draw that. So that's what that one's about.
And the actual organ of a heart as the heart on the Queen of Hearts card is just very smart, and it really brings that gore element in, like you said.
I actually
Phenomenal.
didn't even notice that until you just pointed that out. That is so clever.
Yeah,
With
because
the
it's the Queen
blood
of
dripping
Hearts.
down too.
Yeah, and I also did the blood dripping down only on one of them because, like, one of them, no spoilers. I don't know, probably spoilers at this
It's
point.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
because like one of the four is, gone now, dead. But
Yeah.
Another one that's in our shop, a more recent one that you did was We Hear the Wilderness and It Hears Us. And when you initially did that, you said you were going for the vibe of like a 90s like band t-shirt. And I think you really achieved that. This is so cool.
Oh,
We
yeah.
love this one.
thank you. Yeah, I love this one as well. This is probably my favorite in the shop, and I think it's because it also feels like it's from the 90s.
It
And I did
does.
a lot of like research on like visual research on band t-shirts. Got a lot of inspiration from Nirvana t-shirts and
Mm.
stuff like
Maybe
that.
Pearl Jam too. I feel like it
Yeah.
reminds me of a Pearl Jam t-shirt I used to have when I was younger as well. I love that design. And then of course we have The Wish You Were Here, another creation from season 2.
Yes.
I think that
Fantastic.
one's my favorite.
Oh, good. I love this one, and this one was challenging for me. I'm glad to hear it's your favorite because obviously drawing a scene that's mostly white, I was like, what am I gonna do? And I wanted to capture that scene, the hobby scene, and so I ended up like exploring the colors, and I like how it came out. It feels very different from the rest of the designs, but I think it's interesting as well, and it looks
I
like
love the color scheme. I think
Uh,
it's great.
the blue and yellow is just such a
Yeah.
nice nod to the Yellow Jackets team colors. Again, just another really smart infusion of the Yellow Jackets brand into this design. It's so cute.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. I like paying attention to details with design, so glad you
Yes.
mentioned them.
Now, speaking of details in design, this one might be one of my I say this about all of them, but like this might be my
Actually
actual favorite.
I actually have it as my phone case.
Yes, I love it. It looks so good on the case.
Yep, I've got the tank top. It's not clean today. I'm wearing a different one, which I'll show in a minute. But I love there's a yellow version of this one as well, but I love
Mhm.
the using the symbol in there in a very in a discreet way. It's kind of
Yeah,
blends in. We've got the soccer ball, we've got the Yellow Jackets, of course, the dead one at the bottom. It's beautiful. Mushrooms. I mean, you got it all in
Mhm.
there. The
yeah.
knife.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did this one early on too. I think this is one of the first ones I did, and it might have been like the first thing I did when after I watched season one. But yeah, that one was really fun to do as well, and it has that like grunge feel to it too.
It does.
Another one I love behind me.
Oh
What's
yeah,
for dinner?
Yes.
Okay.
oh,
So it comes on an apron too, which I can't think of a better apron for Thanksgiving time.
yeah.
So this one, very smart as well. Love it.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah,
Love that one.
I remember when I was making that one, I had made it in Cannibal Council, and I just thought it'd be so funny if it said "What's for dinner."
It's perfect.
So good. You're so clever and just such a smart designer with such a nice aesthetic. And we
Yeah.
can't thank you enough for creating the designs for our shop and just for the fandom to enjoy as well. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what we do it for. Thank you so much.
where can the fans find your art and portfolio, Erin?
Yeah, totally. So you can find me on Instagram. It's Erin, my first name, Erin, possibly like the word Possibly. Just Erin Possibly. It's a play on my name because my last name is Maybe.
Another
I
really
love that.
smart thing. Love that.
I also have a portfolio if anyone wants to check it out. I do have all these Yellow Jackets designs up there, and that's just erinmaybe.com. So my name.com.
Okay.
Thank you for having me. This has been so fun.
Yes,
thank you
thank
for being
you.
here.
You're so talented, and we all love looking at your designs, and we look forward to more of them once season 3 gets here. So
Absolutely. Can't
Yeah,
happen soon enough. Finally.
I
that's
know.
right. Awesome. All right, Erin. Well, thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye.
Next up on our list of Yellow Jackets fan artists, we have Ellie Duke. Hello, Ellie. How are you?
Hello. Good, how are you?
Good.
Great. Thank you. We're so glad you could join us. And by the way, your background, love it. Very
Thank
artistic
you.
and fun and colorful.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Rest in peace, Paul Rubin.
Oh, yeah.
Love Pee Wee Herman. Oh my
Love
gosh.
him more.
Okay, so first of all, tell us a little bit about how you got into Yellow Jackets and then what inspired you to start creating your art.
Yeah, so I have been the most massive Christina Ricci fan ever since I can remember. So when I found out she was filming in Vancouver, that spiked my interest because there's not very many Canadian productions. So I got into the art side of Yellow Jackets because I realized that at the time there was not at all official merch or anything to find.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd make my own and I would make some for others and make them happy. And now it's all of my art. I used to do wood burnings of the rune symbol and all that.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're kind of obsolete now because there's official Showtime merchandise. So yeah.
There is, but at the same time, you have made a lot of people happy, and it's always interesting to get people's individual takes on everything. So,
Yeah.
Yes.
with that, this is one of my favorites that you
Yeah.
did. The Jackie Barbie piece. That
Yeah.
is incredible.
Thank you.
I love how
And
the symbol is in her hair and
Yeah.
the yellow jacket too.
Yes.
the makeup is so perfect. And did you create this during the big Barbie boom, like when they were first talking about the movie or when it came out? What was the timing of this one?
Yeah, it was just before Barbie had come out. Must have been early summer, and I had just I absolutely love Jackie. She's my favorite character. I know she's not a lot of people's, but to see her in that state, it was just so morbid, and I had to put some kind of twist on it. So I figured, why not go with Barbie and give her some nice makeup and yeah.
Ah, so on
I
trend.
just noticed the heart necklace too.
Yes.
And the pearls are very Jackie.
Yes.
That is very
yeah.
cute.
That's a nod to my dog. Her name is Pearl Jan. So I
Oh,
always
I love
her-
And the second piece that we have here that you sent us to feature is this amazing Misty creation. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so I did that about mid first season. One of the before there was the official merchandise, I painstakingly recreated the "Wish You Were Here" postcards and got them all
Love that.
printed up and all that. So I used that as a background, and then the Misty, both Misties are on its foam board, so it gives like a 3D pop out. It's really cool in person. It pops out so much more than on the computer. So yeah, it's just mixed media, acrylic, watercolor, markers.
Wow.
Yeah,
The
she's
attention
That's
to
amazing.
detail. I mean, we've
Yeah.
got the quote on there, opinion
I
is the
know. I
wilderness
was
between
just about
knowledge
to
and
comment on that.
ignorance.
Yes.
And we've
Yeah.
got the rat and Caligula and the mushrooms. And as you
Mhm.
mentioned, you did painstakingly create those Wish You Were Here
Yes.
postcards. They look so nice.
Yeah.
Thank
That part is
you.
so cool.
Ugh.
Thank you.
And the cat scrubs and the varsity
Yeah.
jacket. I mean, attention to detail is everything. And you've really captured Misty,
Yeah.
both sides of Misty here.
Yeah.
I see your website on there is elliedukeart.com, and that's where people can visit and check out your stuff.
Yes, and I also have Instagram. I'm at Ellie Duke Drums, so I post a lot there, a lot of my art. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. Everybody, be sure to go follow Ellie on Instagram, check out some of her art, and thank you again.
Buzz,
Appreciate
buzz,
it.
buzz.
Right?
Buzz,
Yes,
buzz,
buzz, buzz,
buzz.
buzz. Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
So talented. It is amazing.
Mhm.
Like we've talked about, like we're not artistic people. So the fact that people can
Yeah.
take these ideas and put something down on paper and create something from nothing for me is
And
an incredible talent.
it's all so different. It really is all so different. There are so many talented people in this fandom.
And next up, we have Doll, the fallen artist. Hello, Doll.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, I'm
Hello.
good, yeah. I'm alright, yeah.
Excellent. Hey, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. It's like 11 o'clock for me right now, but I'm glad to
Oh,
be here.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
We did not know it was a time zone thing. So thank you for staying up so late for us. We
Yeah.
No
appreciate
problem.
it.
Yeah,
Yay.
it's good.
Well, hey, tell us a little bit about how you first got into Yellow Jackets, and then from there, what inspired you to start creating art about it.
Yeah. So basically, how I got into it was I saw on Twitter that Melanie Linsky was filming for Yellow Jackets in 2019. And so I waited like 2 years for it to come out and watched it. And I adore her so much in the show. And like then I like fell in love with all the rest of the characters and started doing fan art and stuff. But I only started posting fan art when series 2 came out, even though I had fan art from series 1 because I didn't really have an account back in 2021 like to post my art.
Mhm.
So like I created a side account for like TV shows and movies and stuff. Like art I did for that. So that's how I got into doing the Yellow Jackets art.
Mhm.
Very cool. Well, hey, let's show a couple of your creations, starting with this one, Natalie the Antler Queen. Tell us about this.
Yeah.
Oh, so this one is actually my favorite piece of art I've ever done. Like it took over a week to draw and yeah, it took a long time to finish and it's all in pen and I like she's one of my favorite characters like ever. And so when I came up with this idea to make the sigil be part of the drawing and like put the knife through the heart and stuff and it just really resonated through the show of what I wanted to show that the show makes for this character and how she's now become the new Antler Queen.
Mhm.
And it really just melds all of this Yellow Jackets imagery together in such a dark and perfect way for Natalie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing about this piece is that Sophie actually commented on it and like that truly blew me away. Like she fully loved it and I was just there like, wow. Like it's one of those things that you don't like really get until like it's happened and like it's a few weeks later and you're just like, whoa, like she actually saw this.
It's nice to be
Yeah.
recognized, especially
is.
by the
Yeah,
subject of
definitely.
your art. This other piece that you shared with us, which has a few different things going on. Tell us about this one.
So basically, what I wanted to do was obviously we'd heard that Jackie had like this fascination with rabbits, but not really because it's what her parents forced on her. And so Shauna takes that later on in life and stuff, and like she basically makes rabbits part of her family. And so I wanted to show that Jackie and Shauna are intertwined. So I added like the necklace and then like the berries and stuff because the berries were from Doom coming, and
Mhm.
obviously it all intertwines into their story as well.
That one's
Yes.
really cool.
I like that. I like the juxtaposition of Jackie and Shauna together. And not only did Shauna incorporate rabbits into her adult life, but she also incorporated into her dinner table. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
the next one we have for you is We Hear the Wilderness and It Hears Us. Tell us a little bit about this one.
So basically, this is a redraw of a My Chemical Romance album called Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge.
I
And
thought it
obviously,
looked somewhat familiar.
yeah.
That makes
And
sense now.
I actually posted this one today, and Yeah, it's just because I'm an emo and I just love the band and thought, why not put Lottie Shauna in that situation?
Doll,
Well,
tell everybody where they can follow you on Instagram and check
um,
out more of your art.
yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, The Fallen Artist on Instagram, and then Cozen Art on Instagram. And then I've got a TikTok called Recondite Vampire. Oh,
Thank
thanks.
you for
Thank
staying
you
up
so
late.
much.
Yes, no problem. I
Appreciate
enjoyed
that.
it. Yeah,
Awesome. Well, hey, we'll talk to you soon and keep on creating.
thank
Yes,
you.
please.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Awesome. Thanks, Doll. Bye.
Bye.
Next up on our Yellow Jackets fan art episode, we have Travis Knight. Hello, Travis.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. How are you?
Doing good, doing good.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. It's really
Yeah,
fun.
and we had stumbled across your art on Instagram. And before we show it, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you first got into Yellow Jackets and what inspired you to start creating art about Yellow Jackets?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first episode of Yellow Jackets, I just kind of caught it on a caught it on a whim, you know. I mean, it had Christina Ricci in it, so I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting, you know. Juliette Lewis, so I was like, okay, I got to check this out. And you know, I graduated high school in '97, so I'm kind of like the age. So
Yep.
whenever
Mhm.
there's a needle drop in that show, you know, and you know, and they would go back to them in high school and stuff, it was so. I think it was like probably the first show that was like that. That was like reminiscing about like this ancient time that I experienced the late '90s. So anyway, that really got me, and then just the mischief, you know, and just the
Mm-hmm.
crazy, you know, the comedy of errors of, you know, having to cover up murders, and then
Mhm.
what the hell did these girls go through, and it just kind of, you know, really easy to get into the show.
Yeah.
Definitely. I feel
Yeah.
you on the nostalgia. I graduated in 1998, and that was a big thing that got me into it as well. I mean, between the music and the nods to all of the 90s references,
Oh, for sure.
they just hit it out of the park with that. So,
Yeah, 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 it's
yes.
great.
And how about what inspired you to start creating Yellow Jackets art?
Yeah, so I really, like anything that I get into, like I wind up kind of making art about it, um, just to sort of process it and think about it. Um, you know, and I just, it's just something I always enjoy doing, and watching an episode or rewatching an episode and kind of drawing while I'm doing that is always like, I've done that since I was a kid. So I,
So you draw while you're watching.
yeah, a lot of times. Usually it might be on a second watch or something. You
Yeah.
know, I typically will like kind of have something on in my studio at all times, and I'll just kind of, you know, listen to, you know, have it on in the background,
Yeah.
and draw. So yeah.
Yeah, you in your studio, much like our friend Adam, a little bit, huh?
Oh yeah,
Creating Yellow Jackets art in his studio,
I
and
know. I know. I'm not yeah, I'm not going out and trying to pick anybody up. So I'm just
not a stalker, not a
yeah, yeah,
stalker.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
No
good,
way.
good.
No
We're
way.
happy to hear that.
Yes. Yeah.
So, with that, let us show this first piece. Tell us a little bit about how you got the idea and the inspiration behind it.
Yeah, for sure. So I did the piece that you're showing there is kind of like all of the pieces I did together. So I did each one of those individually, and then kind of put all the ladies together in that one piece. Uh, yeah, I mean, to me, it was kind of like, you know, they have like their little antlers and stuff. A lot of my work has kind of like a sense of duality to it, which I really like to show, kind of the, you know, the same thing, but kind of from two different perspectives, you know, or kind of opposing ideas in that one thing. And Yellow Jackets is like the perfect uh, show for that,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
because you don't really know anybody's motives. You don't, you know, you don't know what they've been through, what they've done, what they're thinking. Um, and so it really just kind of leaned itself to this, and you know, that symbol that we keep seeing over and over again, to me it just, I love some, you know, symbols and stuff like that, anyway, and it seems like kind of like a alchemy type symbol, and it
Yeah.
sort of
It sure does.
made me think a lot about, like, of course, witchcraft and tarot cards and things like that. And so I just had this vision of, like, putting the the ladies in that symbol, and then having kind of like the forest behind them. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of I'll get kind of OCD about things, so I'll repetitively draw. So, like, I'll do a series in a show if I'm really digging it. So that's what I did with these.
Yes, you did. Do you have a favorite out of these ones?
I don't know. I really like Lottie a lot, um, and just because I just kind of gave her the large antlers, even though I'm not entirely sure she's the antler queen like I thought she was. So
Yeah.
Right. Well, Travis, tell everybody where they can find you and check out more of your art.
yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Travis Knight. Uh, so I'm on there, and then on my website is dtknight.com. So you can find me
Okay.
on there too. But yeah, I'm just in there, just on there posting drawings all the time. So
You have a lot of great stuff.
oh, thank you, thank you.
You
Mhm.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah, we love your work. Love it.
oh,
We're so happy that you wanted to join us. So we can't thank you enough for taking the time and coming out to chat about it. Well, Travis, thank you. We will keep in touch and we hope you have a great week.
all right, thank you. You too.
All
Great talking
right.
to you guys.
Bye.
Awesome. You too.
Bye bye.
Bye. Love that we got to speak to some of these fan artists and
Mhm.
showcase some of their work. And it's all so different, so unique, and so creative.
Yeah, it just goes to show also how differently people interpret the show as well and their take on it, which I think is my favorite part about the fan art because it's clear that everyone has a different viewing experience when they watch the show. So it's really cool to see it come to life on paper or whatever their medium may be. Mhm.
Props to all of these amazingly buzzworthy Yellow Jackets artists.
All right. So until we spill again.